All right, so now that I've shown you how to open up an image, I'm going to go through just the basic interface of Photoshop so you can start to learn, what it looks like and the basic tools and such. So at the top of the screen, we always have our main options, our file. This is where we save and do stuff like that. And then there are a bunch of options in Photoshop. And one of the things that I like to tell people is that there are 3 to 7 ways to do every single thing in Photoshop. So for example, I can select an image. I can make a new layer multiple ways. I can make a new layer here. I can make a new layer down here. I can select an image multiple ways. I can deselect an image. There are key commands to do everything. So, I'm going to more or less show you the ways that I like to do things. But, as you go through and learn Photoshop, you're going to find out, well, this is the way I prefer. I don't use a lot of shortcuts. I tend to use the menus, but you may prefer to use shortcuts. So it all depends on what you like to do. But there are multiple ways to accomplish the same task. There are also multiple tools that allow you to accomplish the same task. So up at the top here is where you always have all of your options. All right. Then on the left-hand side, I have all my different tools. Whenever I select a tool, it gives me different options, which are displayed right here at the top of the screen. For example, I have a selection tool. I have different select options checked. If I were to choose crop, I have my different crop options at the top of the screen. So whenever you select a tool, your options for that tool are at the top of the screen here. So basic tools, we have our move tool. We have a selection tool. We have multiple selection tools right here. Crop, which allows you to crop, change the size of an image, like crop something out of it. Our eyedropper tool, which allows you to select a color. And you can notice that some of these tools have a little dot at the corner here. If you hold that dot down, you actually come up with multiple options for that tool. Like there, when you select crop, there are a few different ways to crop and slice. For selection, there's a lasso, polygon lasso, and a magnetic lasso. So there are multiple options with each of these. This is our some healing options that help you fix things. Our pen tools. Our stamp tools, and I'm not going to go through every single one of these. Here's our eraser. So if I want to erase something in an image, I would erase. This is our paint bucket, which allows you to, paste an entire color in. We have some blur and sharpen dodge tools, which basically allow you to, blur something, add some color in. Another pen tool, and we have our text, which allows us to type, a mouse selector for paths, and then at the bottom we have our colors here, which we can select our colors. And then on the right-hand side, by default, we have our colors here, properties of the image we're working with, and then our layers. And this is the main, interface of Adobe Photoshop and how it works. Thank you.